Here we have our Buckwheat, who we're calling Buckwheat or Buck. And this is a really big, beautiful 16 three-hand, 5-year-old thoroughbred gelding by Kettle Corn. And he's out of an Archmare. And this big, beautiful horse, he last ran on May 22nd. He had 16 career starts. He made $102,000. And yeah, he last ran in May, and his last published works were from June, and he came off the track in June, and he went to my friend Emily's farm, and basically he's been let down from there. He's been hanging out at her farm, and she reached out to me about thinking that he would be a good one for me to take on to help get him a really good deserving spot. So here he is. So today he had his first post-track ride, and this is his first ride since June. So he's had several months off. So it's a pretty big deal for him today to come out and be such a good boy for his first ride in many months. And, you know, in a new place, doing a whole new thing. I thought he was fantastic. He obviously has, you know, just a gorgeous look about him, very well put together horse, beautiful head, beautiful neck. There's really nothing not to like about looking at this horse. And he has, you know, he's not like some big, gorgeous, athletic type mover, but I think that's fine. You know, I think he's makes a very cute shape, and he's very pleasant to watch. And you know, considering that this is just his first post track ride, I think that he's making a really nice shape. So it obviously comes pretty naturally to him. He gets steadier and steadier in the bridle as the ride goes on. Like here, these are some really nice steps. The horse has a fantastic canter, so maybe his trot work isn't absolutely out of this world, but his canter work is really nice, very balanced, even tempo canter, both directions. He actually is one of those weird types of horses that really doesn't have one preferred direction or the other. He's very equal both ways, easily picked up both leads, very comfortable to sit canter. So that's definitely his premier gait is in the canter. He's been here for about a week, maybe more like 10 days. So his story is basically that since he came off the track in June, they pulled his shoes, and I understand pulling their hind shoes because I do that all the time. But for whatever reason, he was barefoot all the way around, and he has beautiful feet. I mean, you can see them in his Flickr album. Really, my farrier was really happy when he saw them. There was plenty to work with. They look fantastic, but he just was not comfortable barefoot on his front feet. So he arrived pretty darn sore. I mean, I remember Billy pulled right up to the barn door on mats so that we could unload him on mats so he didn't have to walk on gravel. And then I just immediately put boots on him, and he lived in boots until my farrier could get there to put shoes on him. Because he made it quite obvious that he did not appreciate being barefoot. And then once he got shoes on, I mean, he was still sore. It's not like, you know, once they have that foot soreness, it's not like you put shoes on and you wave a magic wand and all of a sudden everything is cured. So then he spent a couple of days with his feet packed in magic cushion with the boots still on. And so that really, really helped. And he's feeling very much improved on his feet now. And so is he still a little foot sore? Yes, I'm sure he is. He takes a couple little steps here and there where I'm thinking, oh, he's a little short, or I feel a little stabbiness in the front feet, but it's hugely improved. He's trending in the right direction. I don't have his feet packed anymore. I think we're over the hump there. And I certainly think he's well enough to start doing a little bit of work. I think his ride today was under 15 minutes. So certainly we're not doing any sort of pounding crazy work. He can definitely, he's ready to begin. And he was fantastic. He was obviously really happy to get to work and do a job. They don't go like this if they're not happy to do the job. Excuse me. So I thought his work to the right here was really good, but I don't think it's that he's better to the right. I just think it's that I went to the left first. So by the time we went to the right, you know, he was just getting better as he went, basically. I think it was independent of whichever direction we were going. But yeah, this looks really cute. It felt really nice to be sitting on. He really is soft. He wants to make a good shape. He's a huge horse. I mean, he's 6'16" and he's long, you know, so he's tall and he's long. So there's definitely a lot for him to put together. It's a long way from his tail to his nose. So it's a lot of work for him to organize all these pieces, but goodness, he makes a great shape. And definitely, I mean, all the pieces want to work together nicely. It's just a tall ask for a horse that hasn't done anything, in months and is just coming off of being, uh, footsore on his front feet. But I thought he did a lovely job. And I really have to give him props because when he came out to the ring, he'd been out to the ring once before. A couple days ago, I brought him out there to let him see everything and put him on the lunge line and see what he was going to be all about. I thought that was a pretty good right canter transition. He stayed pretty steady in the contact. Anyway, so he came out today for the second time, so it's not like he's been out to the ring a lot, and he was definitely nervous. I mean, it was very obvious that he was nervous about what was going on, and when a big horse like that is a little nervous, it makes me a little bit nervous, and anything can happen, and you don't know what their reaction's going to be to all the things because you've never sat on them, and so that's like a big question, and that can make everybody nervous, myself included. And so it could have gone in any direction. And I mean, he just could not have been better. He handled his nerves just in the most professional, mature, kind way, which was basically just that. He just wanted to get to work. And as soon as I channeled that energy into something productive and I let him move his feet and have a job, he just took a breath. He settled, his ears started flopping, and he was so relaxed. So I'm looking forward to seeing him over the next couple of rides, figure out that he doesn't need to come out anxious. There's nothing to be worried about. It's going to be the same calm, confident, confidence building ride every time out. And that last canter to the right was funny because I wasn't really asking him to go from a canter to a halt. I just wanted to give him a pat on his neck because he was being so good. But his brakes are really good. The second that I sort of let up and gave him a pat on the neck, he was like, oh, great, now we can stop. So he's definitely one that is happy to pause and completely halt whenever you ask. And he's certainly not a horse that is wanting to travel faster than you want him to be traveling. He was a very good boy. And he's excellent on the ground. He is so well mannered for everything on the ground. He was perfect for the farrier getting his hot shoes. Obviously stands great on cross ties. Just really professional horse to work around.